Our first presenter here is from Lou Testa and Jeff Yanto. They are from HIA, the Health Information Alliance Incorporation. And this presentation today is going to be about building trust through robust cybersecurity. So Lou is going to start us off here. I am going to pull up their slide unless Jeff wants to do it himself. Just let me know.
Well, yes, you can do it. Is it mine? Am I sharing my screen or your screen?
Okay. All right. Very good. That's
Oh,
that's your screen. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. You guys take it away.
Thank you for the opportunity, everyone, to let Health Information Alliance present. I am Lou Testa, the CEO of Health Information Alliance, and I'm going to give you a little background as to why Jeff is our utmost authority on privacy and security and cybersecurity here in 2026. So about 34 years ago, Health Information Alliance was incorporated, and the manual record was just that. It was paper, and the file room was completely different, and we didn't even have quote unquote machines in medical records, soon to become health information management. But we started nonetheless, and providing services to both performance improvement and health information management departments at hospitals. And soon we became a national company. So the clients that we serve, to get a picture of where Jeff's going to come from with this presentation, are acute care hospitals and large health systems. Some of them could be small health systems. Some of them could be standalone, small rural hospitals, 25 beds. And then we have long-term care facilities, behavioral health facilities that we code for, all different types of things. We have over 170 different service lines. Another thing that we do is we resell to other vendors. For instance, there's a lot of coding companies out there that can't staff their clients with the coders that they need, maybe their specific type of coding, something really unique. So we sell to that vendor, and that vendor then sells to the health system. And we have clients that are also consulting firms that may have a large master service agreement with the health system, and we have an agreement with that organization. So that's the kind of clients that we have. Jeff, can we go to the next slide? So this is not 170 service lines, but just so you understand the kind of things that the cybersecurity ties into, and the reason we have to be very, very detailed and build trust with our clients and carry buku amount of cyber insurance is that we offer these services. So all the medical, if there's something that you can code, we code it. I'm trying to think of one of the most obscure things that you would never think of. And that's what happens when it's after 5 o'clock and you're 60 years old, you tend to forget. But there is dyslexia, there are certain different types of, in children, it's diagnosed early. I'm losing my train of thought, but that's all right. But we code all different kinds of stuff. Autism, I'm trying to get to. All different type of autism, things like really unique stuff that not every company can do because we've been around a long time. So we're offering those services, and we're offering those services remotely. At this point, we are 100% remote company. I thought I would be in a rocking chair at the Home for Medical Records Professionals before the electronic record would be where it is today. So we've come a long way. And then in the performance improvement side, we're doing core measure abstraction remotely, all the different registries that you've heard of, trauma, oncology, metabolic and NISQIP, that's the surgical quality improvement program, all of the different cardiac registries. So we are a project management and staffing company. We are not software. So when we do business with a health system, say Ardent is got 30 plus hospitals. They're a national health system. We are doing all these different services for Ardent nationally with staff. So we are using their EHR, which happens to be Epic, just for example, and we are using whatever data collection software they use at their various hospitals for core measure abstraction, for trauma registry, for cancer registry, et cetera, all the different cardiac registries get with the guidelines, American Hospital, the association NCDR. There's all different types of software. Whatever it is, say within Ardent, which is just one health system with 30 hospitals there, we're using their systems, providing the staffing because the health system can't staff it. And we're doing that remotely. So Jeff, can we go to the next slide, please? So about 14 years ago, and this is where networking comes in, maybe 15 years ago, I was at HIMA, New Jersey Health Information Management Association, which every year their national meeting is in Atlantic City. And I happened to go outside to the boardwalk to get a slice of pizza. And this guy in front of me in the line was nobody but Jeff Yanto. And they only had, I'll never forget, Jeff, pepperoni or plain. And he said, I can't decide. Go ahead in front of me. And I said, what's to decide? It's two decisions. And that's how I met Jeff, over a slice of pizza. And at the time, I was on the advisory board for Camden County College. And the Obama administration had, it should say EHR, but we were accelerating the adoption of the electronic health record. And there was workforce training programs being done. All of the colleges, including Palm Beach State College, I'm sure, all the community colleges at the time, were given scholarships. And I was chatting with Jeff about his existing degrees in information technology over this piece of pizza. And we sat down and chatted, and I gave him my business card, and he followed up with me a few days after the conference was over. And he was a resident of New Jersey at the time and was able to get into that program to receive his I'm going to get it wrong. The first one was the
Yes.
CHPS. So
Yes.
that's the first credential that he got, which was a complete scholarship. And it was under the HITECH Act back in the day. So that was paid for. So now Jeff had a niche in health information because we didn't have enough IT folks that knew the electronic record when the electronic record first came out. So when Jeff completed that program, he came on board in an IT role at Health Information Alliance as we were slowly becoming a electronic health record dependent company. We were always a remote company, but we operated more like now another senior moment, the company that takes your paper records off site. Somebody help me. Oh, what is it called? I'm going to give me a second. See, this is what happens at the end of the day. I'm going to think of the name of it. It's going to bother me. Give me a second. It is Iron Mountain. There we go. Does everybody, if you remember Iron Mountain, you would have all these paper records and they would come in and box them up and they would keep a log. And if you needed the record back, you would page them and they would either fax it or deliver it. That's what my company did. Thank you, Beatrice, who's only worked with me since paper records. She just told me Iron Mountain. I appreciate that. So now that information technology and the electronic health record, it was becoming very important, and it was just at the beginning. We had HIPAA compliance to deal with. We had HIPAA before we had the electronic health record, actually. So as this came about, Jeff fell into a program much like the program at Palm Beach State College. And like I said, I was on the advisory board. He completed that program, and Jeff came to HIA. So 14 years in this position, growing and growing and growing and changing. And just recently, he spent a week in Orlando, coinciding, I believe, with IHI we had up there which is one of the performance improvement conferences in Orlando. And Jeff had a week of intensive study and prep to become a HIMA approved certified health technology specialist, which is yet another credential that Jeff carries. So we're really proud of Jeff, and Jeff has grown a long way at HIA. And at this point, Jeff and his department at HIA, when we work with big health systems, one of the largest is CHS, another one is Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals, or now I think it's called Jefferson Health, where they have multiple hospitals. Those institutions, when they contract with a vendor like Health Information Alliance, they need to go through a very difficult, well, not difficult, but intensive and thorough and robust vetting of that vendor that they are going to be cyber secure. And it's not just insurance. In fact, I read the other day, the typical cyber attacks cost on an average of $2 million. We carry an aggregate of $5 million in insurance, which is not inexpensive, believe me. And that pretty much is what most of our clients require. So I'd like to introduce Jeff. I hope that background will lead you in the path that brought Jeff to us today. Jeff, if you want to take over. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Lou, for that kind introduction. It is a real privilege to me presenting today about cybersecurity. As Lou mentioned, my name is Jeffery Yanto. I am the IT director, and I will be discussing about the PHI, or protecting PHI as a responsible business associate. All right, let's get into this topic. Slide 1, why trust matters in healthcare. So we have this chain of trust. So first, patients trust hospital with their lives. Hospital trust HIA with their data. So our responsibility is as serious as a serious commitment. So cybersecurity is the foundation of long-term trust and resilience, which is the ability to withstand shocks, adapt new threats, and recover quickly when things go wrong. So this is resilience for cybersecurity. All right. The foundation of it is trust. So at HIA, we start by defining trust through the business agreements. So BAA, Business Associate Agreements, transform the idea of trust into a detailed framework of legal, technical, and operational promises. So it actually formalizes our shared obligations to our clients, or we call it the CE, or covered entity. And it specifies exactly how we safeguard PHI, or protected health information, also report breaches and manage data destruction. So that's a BAA. Transparency. Transparency in here, we build trust with our clients, like hospitals, through we build the trust with our hospitals transparency by proactively submitting risk assessment and vendor security questionnaires. We always get them from our clients annually. It's either August or before the end of the year. So with that, we demonstrate that we take the security seriously. Cyber insurance is a proactive risk mitigation. Why? We carry cyber liability insurance. It is a proactive measure. This manages the financial risk associated with cyber threats and further demonstrates our commitment to security, strengthening the trust between us and our clients. So I would go further for the cyber insurance. What is cyber insurance? Why we do this? It's actually a part of a risk treatment in cybersecurity. It's a risk mitigation process. It's actually applying security controls to reduce the probability of the magnitude of risk. That's the risk mitigation. But I'm just saying that cyber insurance, we take this because we transfer the risk. It shifts some of the impact of the from the organization experience the risk of another entity. So for any company like us or the hospital or clients, the big risk isn't actually just a broken laptop or a cracked screen or anything like that. It's as simple as that. But the risk is actually when hackers break into the system and steal the data and the information, and the thing is, it has to be fixed. Those massive data breach, paying legal fines, and it will cost millions of dollars. That is cyber uh, risk. Now, our company buys the cyber insurance. Every year we had a premium. So if a hacker, let's just say a hacker, successfully breaches a system, any system that we use, and again, anything, it's either a software or anything, a database or anything, the insurance company steps in, pays for the damages, the lawyers, and the experts who actually is going to fix those mess. So why do we do this? As Lou said, in business, uh, predictability is everything. A company might not survive a sudden, unexpected, like 5 million bill from a ransomware attack. But however, we can easily budget for a predictable, let's just say a 20,000 year insurance policy or less. And cyber insurance doesn't prevent, let's just say, but cyber insurance, they don't prevent hackers from attacking. Instead, it transfer the financial impact of that attack over to this insurance company that can afford that hit. So that's the cyber insurance. Next, alignment with HIPAA and high tech. So to set our baseline, we align strictly with HIPAA and high tech. Covered entities like our clients owns the relationship with the patient. Now, HIA, as a business associate, we access and process patients' PHI. And so protecting this data that we access is a shared legal, operational, and ethical duty. So it's worth noting that before high tech, I think HIPAA enforcement mainly targeted the hospital covered entities. The High Tech Act changed the landscape, making business associate directly liable for security failures. So today, OCR can investigate and fine penalize both the CE and the business associate. So this is making our partnership in compliance more critical than ever before. Risk management frameworks. This is a proactive risk management. So we use structured frameworks to accomplish these goals. First one is implement controls to prevent breaches before they happen. So these are like the baseline. We have laptops that we gave to our subcontractor or employees and staff. So we make sure there are baseline security settings to those laptops. So what are these baseline settings? What are these security settings that we put on our laptops? We put the additional next generation antivirus. We have CrowdStrike. On top of that, Windows security on an operating system. Additionally, we have remote monitoring and management system, which we control, monitor, and manage secure endpoints. Second, conducting risk analysis. This is identifying. We have to identify our vulnerability and fix them. in our system. It's either the database, what we have, it's either the Google Workspace, or any software that we use. Now, risk analysis is actually figuring out what matters most. We keep on maintaining the software by doing the patches, auto patches, and software updates, including operating system updates for those critical ones. Third, continuity. Business continuity is like with the disaster recovery plans is this is like about resuming operations with minimal downtime in the event of the incident. So business continuity is like while IT is doing the DR part, the disaster recovery part, business continuity is the strategy that ensures the entire organization can still function, and we will deal with people and its communications. So, but the goal here actually in the continuity is like we keep the business operational even if things are running a little slower or differently. We go in depth. Key technical controls at HIA. So these are technical safeguards and access and endpoints. So we start with strict access controls. Multi-factor authentication. It adds a critical layer by requiring more than just a password. Everyone knows this already. What are multi-factor authentication? It's just not just a password. It has to be two of them, two or three, bio or anything that can be used. Now we pair also with this with the role-based access control, operating on the principle of least privilege. So meaning is when a subcontractor or a staff who process the data and an HR admin only see the specific data necessary for this job. So that separates them, the role-based access control. So because our endpoints, we moving on to the laptop machines, are the entry points of the attackers, we actually protect them heavily. So our endpoint protection detects and blocks malware, which is I already told that we are using CrowdStrike. So we manage that. So enforcing, and another one is, for this one is endpoint encryption. So our endpoint, we enforce data encryption. If a device was stolen, so we have it encrypted. So we manage the vulnerability. We also manages vulnerability patching, and on that laptop machine, we also had to restrict the USB drive usage. So we don't want anyone to use a USB drive. We also turn off the Bluetooth capability. Anything that a hacker can do. So something like, lastly, in here, lastly is like, oh, sorry about that. Lastly is like, because our staff often connects to our client's network, we ensure all remote connections are secured via VPNs. So these are the Citrix, one of the example. It to prevent eavesdropping, verifying that devices meet the security standards before they even connect. So next. Data lifecycle management and encryption. So we manage data based on a strict storing only what's needed basis. So we identify and classify all data based on a sensitivity. So we have a policy for that. So our life cycle includes active use on secure storage, moving to lower cost secure archives when no longer actively used, and irreversible purging data once the retention periods expire. So it will be automatically deleted. But that always depends on which data it is. So to comply with the HIPAA security rule, electronic PHI is heavily encrypted. So we utilize Google Workspace. We added more security to it by encrypting those data. So we have to ensure that the data in transit, the emails, is using TLS, keeping emails and data transfers confidential. And then all the data that is in rest, that's on our Google storage, is protected by an advanced encryption AES 256, providing robust protection. Workforce training. So these are security training. Despite all this technology, the biggest risk to any organization is actually people. Phishing and social engineering attacks remain the #1 for hackers to compromise the networks. And we at HIA prioritize staff awareness as our first line of defense. We just don't do annual training. We have annual training, but it's not that we do. We also conduct continuous security education, including we have the simulated phishing test all throughout the year. So this simulation is actually and refresher session have been incredibly effective and lowering risky behaviors among our staff. So it means that proactively identifying and reducing action that they could lead to security breaches. So that's why we have all those training. So why? Because approximately they said 90% of workplace incident result from a human error. Leadership and commitment. So security is not just an IT problem, but also it is a leadership priority. So by building and maintaining a top-down culture of security, we ensure long-term trust and resilience for a safer environment for everyone. So let's just say, let's go back to HIPAA. HIPAA actually divides its security requirements into the 3 categories. We have the technical, the physical, and the administrative. And HIPAA security rule focuses entirely on administrative safeguard. That means that HIPAA expects security to be a top-down leadership priority, not just an IT problem. So what is HIPAA? HIPAA is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So let's just say in reality, it is the fundamentally a management and governance framework. So some of this administrative safeguards is mandate actions that only executive leadership can execute and enforce. One of these are, let's just say, the workforce security and training. So it ensures all employees to be trained on those protocols, security protocols and stuff, that we have that clear policies for sanctioning employees who violate them. So we actually have policies and procedure. So another one is contingency planning. So leadership develops disaster recovery and business continuity plans so our organization can keep functioning during any cyber attack. So what else? Leadership. What else is leadership? Leadership is about budget and resource allocation. Putting money where the policy is. So HIPAA requirement was, one of the HIPAA requirement is the entities must implement reasonable and appropriate safeguards. What is the alignment on this? Is that IT recommends the best, we recommend the best security software, right? But leadership, the one above, holds the budget. So if leadership refuses the fund, then it's nothing, right? There's no alignment. But when the leadership funds the security initiatives, then it demonstrates commitment to the policies that was created. So that's leadership. It's really important. And then, all right, so HIA, we protect PHI through BAA, transparency, cyber insurance, and strong technical controls. Also workforce training and the leadership commitment. So to end this, cybersecurity is the bedrock that allows us to take on this risk, innovate and grow, knowing that our operations and our clients are safe. That's it. Thank you. Oh, Lou, do you want to make any comments?
Yeah, I just want to say, if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Jeff, you could type your email in the chat and they could reach out to you if there's questions that come to mind. I will tell you, staff at Health Information Alliance does see the tricky emails, and I even get them. We all get them. And you'll open a ticket and say, I think this might be, spam. I think this might be phishing scheme. I myself, when I see like sometimes your bank, Wells Fargo or Chase or all different areas will say, hey, watch out. AARP even says it. Hey, watch out for these email phishing scams. I always forward them over to Jeff's department and like, I just saw this. And it's funny because they are always sending them out. And I think the real difference is, as Jeff pointed out, training your staff to make sure that there's no breach because they clicked on something they shouldn't have. We had a very large client last October, November, go through a data breach, and they had to go back to paper for almost, I think it was from just about Thanksgiving through Christmas, for a ton of hospitals. Hospitals were closed for a couple days, and some of the staff and a lot of the younger folks never worked with paper. So believe it or not, on an end note, many of you may or may not realize that there's a contingency plan also, should there be a data breach, now to make sure there's continuity among paper charting throughout not only one hospital, but all health systems. If you think about it, because it's got to be the same for people to go ahead and collect and report data. So that's something that came out of our experience with that. Thank God it wasn't somebody on our team that was the result of it, but it was a hospital staff member. So Jeff, thanks for your time. And if anybody wants to reach out with questions, please do. And thank you, Colette and Casey, for including us today.
Oh, thank you both, Lou and Jeff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
They're so right. I mean, how many of us get phishing stuff constantly? I get it every day on my phone. I get text every day. I've got money available to me. Click here. I have so much money out there and I don't click on it. It's stupid. I know, right? But yeah, I mean, seriously. And now I've heard of something new too. So I know we all like to post stuff on social media. Hey, look, I just got my certification. I got this, I got that. And there's people out there looking for that too, going, oh, okay, you're in the medical coding program at Palm Beach State College. So you're able to get into this program. It makes you eligible for this program. So it makes it sound real nice.
Right.
But all of a sudden it's like, I had a student ask me, I'm like, I've never even heard of that before. And I started looking it up. I'm like, it's phishing. Just block that. block that.
Right.
I don't know what that is. Like, so, yeah,
These
and
people
constantly.
actually knows they actually going to study you first before they actually email you, call you, whatever. They will going to study you. They'll investigate you, research on you, what's your vulnerability and stuff. And then from
Yeah.
that point, they will attack you from whatever means.
You're right.
That's
They
how
act
they
like
do
they
it.
know things like, see,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the bad guy. Look what I know, kind of a thing.
Eh,
But yeah, I have so many texts every single day that I just block, block, block,
right.
block. And then it's just a new number the next day with the same stuff. Right. Right.
And in this era right now, everything is open. So they can, I don't know why, at some point they got my number, my address, my name. Maybe
Hmm.
it's because I shared it. I have my name in the bank, or maybe in my T-Mobile account or whatever.
Yeah.
They may have hacked already. They don't know yet, but they did, you know. But
Yeah.
It's
nobody
everywhere. You'll
actually,
find
yeah,
our
nobody
finance
actually.
department, our CFO and our controller, they get specialized emails to them that are phishing emails, for the
Hmm.
company, to their company email.
Right.
Uh, it's just, we're around a long time. So 34 years. So we're around, you know, well, with dinosaurs, I was back
Hey,
then.
hey, hey. My chisel and my slate, they work fine.
Your Flintstones
Can't hack
car,
them.
Bam Bam and Pebbles.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really come a long way, and I just wanted to share with the folks out there, like the story of going from a manual company and paper records, to not only needing Jeff, but needing all his expertise and what cybersecurity. It's a path. HIM is an ever-changing world. You must embrace change and stay on top of it. Every year it changes. Even Jeff's two credentials, one has already been, what did they call it, Jeff? The first one you got was grandfathered, not grandfathered.
Mhm. Oh,
Sunset
the
it.
discontinued. Yeah,
Yeah, they
discontinued.
Yeah.
sunset it, but you still keep it. You don't lose it.
Yes,
They're
yes,
just
that's what
not
they said.
they're not doing them anymore. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
It's always fun at a HEMA, but